I'm gonna make a reference today to racism in the atheist context. And earlier on, when I first started reading atheist readings and things like that, a friend of mine, warned me against, certain aspects of atheism that come off as racist. And if you do a quick search on Google, you'll find some, the ones that make the top of the list on Google. You'll find some real sort of reverse psychology type material, which is kind of like, oh, I don't know if atheism is racist, but I've heard this and this and that and that, and it's kind of like, the intent of the author. You know where they're coming from, you know what they're saying, you know exactly what it is they're doing in their writing and how they're doing it. Like I said, it's a bit of a reverse psychology type thing, or maybe a feigned ignorance type of thing, and this very authentic need to know like where this comes from. But I don't like drilling down on those searches too much. I really don't, because you pick up on it pretty quickly and where it comes from. I'd say on an intellectual level, I think where some people might be pulling the whole thing that atheism is racist is maybe a number of things, and I think one of it is basically social Darwinism. I think there's a certain degree of social Darwinism that a lot of people see as including the parameters or the groups of races. I know Bill Nye, not recently, but in the past year or two, has come out boldly saying that race doesn't exist and it is a societal construct, which I agree with. I still believe race exists because it does in a societal sense, in a cultural sense. But generally speaking, the truth is that humans are humans. Not exactly, but we're pretty much the same on a genetic level. So we all are humans. So I can't say that on the genetic level or in the parameters of scientific inquiry that anything is unbalanced or anything like that. In fact, I think I keep forgetting that I read The Selfish Gene too, which is an amazing book that kind of debunks the theory of group selection. And I think, without being a biologist or a geneticist, I would say that group selection, the debunking of that theory, is kind of plays into the whole race card as well. There's too many internal conflicts that will always create an imbalance when it comes to group selection, or any group being more powerful than any other group. And even then, like I said, the caveat is I'm not a geneticist or a biologist, but I think group selection has something to say about that as well, or the debunking of the theory of group selection. So other than that, I see another race-based divide when it comes to the popular. I don't want to say the popularity, but basically the race card being played in the sense of the Middle East kind of being a focal point right now in terms of where extreme religion is being played out. And I think many atheists live in a very oppressive regime, or in countries where it's illegal to be atheist, or illegal to even speak against certain doctrines, or even raise your voice in opposition to anything that has to do with religion. So I think there's a race card there in terms of the first world generally having a lot of people who are freer, and certain countries where religion is kind of non-existent but more homogenous in terms of its cultural or its cultural makeup, or its racial makeup. So while these issues are pretty complex, I'm sure, probably maybe more complex than I'm thinking about, but essentially I think maybe there's an imbalance in places where religion still has a stronghold, but it doesn't mean to say that people in certain areas, like brown people, for instance, doesn't mean to say that they're any more or less atheists. There's a number of reasons why people in that part of the world would be more or less religious or atheist, and it has a lot to do with education, access to information, feeling safe and secured in a society to make bold or opposing statements to religion. So these things all play into why I think some of those divides exist, but maybe some more clarity in upcoming videos. I don't know, but that's where I'll end it for now. Oh yeah, there's also the whole thing about Hitler being atheist and Stalin being atheist, and so I mean, I think it's disputed, but I do believe Hitler was a Christian, and he made reference to Jesus Christ on maybe not in every speech, but in a few speeches. I know he had some misgivings with not misgivings. He had some dealings with the Roman Catholic Church. So maybe more clarity in upcoming videos. But I don't want to make this whole thing about race either. But maybe some details to be sussed out in upcoming videos. Okay, bye.